Good morning, students. So we were discussing the chapter Nazism and the rise of Hitler, grade 9th history. And till now, the students, we have discussed the First World War and Second World War. And now, today we have to discuss the topic Nazi worldview. What was the ideology of the Hitler? What was the Nazi ideology? And what was the Hitler's worldview? So this we have to discuss. This is altogether a different concept now. So now, students, the whole system of Nazism was based on beliefs and set of practices. So whatever was happening during the Second World War inside the Nazi Germany, specifically after 1933, so that was based on their own ideas and their own set of practices. And the major belief of the Nazis were the racial hierarchy. And according to Hitler and Nazis, there was no equality between the people, but only racial hierarchy. That is, hierarchy is there, the different levels of races are there. Some races are very superior, and those races will only have a right to survive, and some races are very inferior, they are at the lowest rung and they don't have any right to survive. So now, according to this belief of the racial hierarchy, now in Nazi Germany, only blonde, blue-eyed Nordic German Aryans were at the top. So this race to which Hitler belonged, that is the blonde, the golden color hair, the blue-eyed, in which the people, those who are having the blue eyes, Nordic German Aryans, they were at the top. And the Jews, they were at the lowest rung of this ladder. They are at the lowest level. So now, Jews, they were considered as the anti-race, and they were the arch enemies of the Germans. So this was the, you can say, the idea of the Hitler, that they are the anti-race, they are our rivals. So all these ideas was based on this theories, racial theories of this racism. This idea he bought from, or he borrowed it from the natural scientists, that is the Charles Darwin and Herbert Spencer. Now these natural scientists, these biologists, they have given their own theories regarding the Charles Darwin. He spoke about the concept of evolution and natural selection, in which there was he told about the evolution of species and their natural selection, adaptation to the environment, and in Herbert Spencer talked about the survival of the fittest. Now the Hitler, he misinterpreted these theories which were given by these scientists, and he applied these theories that the good Aryan children will be brought by only the good Aryan parents only. The good Aryan children will evolve from good Aryan parents, and since the Aryan race is the fittest race, that will only survive. So now these kind of theories were used by the racist thinkers and the politicians to justify the rule, their imperial rule over the conquered people. So to justify that why this imperial rule has been done, these theories were used by the racist thinkers. And Nazi argument was very simple, that the strongest race would survive and the weak one would perish. That only the strongest races, which are the superior ones, will survive, and the undesirables, they will perish. So obviously the Aryan race, the finest one, it has to retain its purity. So they can't intermingle with other races. They have to retain their purity. This is the duty of the responsibility of the Aryan race. So this was the one ideology, racial hierarchy. On the basis of this, Hitler wanted to create a pure state, a racial state. Hitler wanted to create. The next was the policy of Lebensraum, or living space, in which the Hitler wanted to overcome the economic crisis. There is only one way, that is a war. That war is the only solution to overcome your economic crisis. So for the settlement of this finest races, we need to have more territories also. So now they have to arrange for new territories for the settlement of these finest races. So Lebensraum policy, according to which he invaded Poland in 1939. So Poland became the laboratory of his experiments, and according to this policy, we will invade other countries. Obviously, the area of mother country would increase, its resources will also increase, and automatically the power of Germany would also increase. So these were the policies, ideology of the Hitler, which he was implementing on the German people, especially the Jewish people. And he, on the basis of these ideas, he started eliminating the Jewish people. So this we have seen. Then he wanted to establish the racial state only, and Nazi wanted to create the pure racial state in which only Nordic German Aryans, they have only right to live because they are the desirable races, and all those undesirable races like Jewish, Poles, Russians, Gypsies, blacks, plus the Aryans who were mentally retarded or physically challenged, they were considered as undesirables, and they also don't have any right to live in Nazi Germany. And Nazis and Hitler wanted only a society, or you can say the state of pure Nordic German Aryans. And now the Jews, they were the worst sufferers in the Nazi Germany because of certain hostile sentiments were there. The traditional faiths were there, that they were the killers of the Christ, and they were into the money lending business, and they are charging the high rate of interest from the Germans. They were the spies, during they used to spy conspiracies they were doing against the Germany, because of which Germany lost the First World War. In Germany, the influence of socialism is there because of the Jews. In Germany, the influence of capitalism is there because of the Jews. For everything, the Jewish people, they were blamed. And Hitler just wanted to eliminate them, and they used to live in ghettos, the specially demarcated areas, and regular violence was there in the ghettos. And only one solution, according to Hitler, of the Jewish race, that final solution, total elimination, is the only solution. And the Jewish people, they were terrorized, they were terrified in their own country, they were pauperized, means all the economic, they were reduced to poverty, all the economic boycott, social boycott of this Jewish community was done under the Nazi Germany. They were segregated also. So this was the treatment which the Jewish community they met from 1933, when the Hitler became dictator, till 1938. That is, they were terrorized, they were pauperized, and they were segregated. They have to live in ghettos. And this was the treatment. And by the end of, in November, due to the incidents of the this night of broken glass, in which all the shops of the Jewish community ransacked, and violence was there against the Jewish people. So many Jewish people were killed in those incidents, which riots which started, the violence which started in November 1938. They were convinced by this time that they have no future in the Nazi Germany. So this was how they wanted to create the racial state, the pure state. And in racial utopia also, we have seen that what kind of society Nazis wanted to create. Nazis just wanted to create a society in which only one race dominates. Utopia is a kind of society which is far away from reality. Only in imagination this kind of society is there. So that state of society is utopia. And what was the utopia? What kind of society Hitler wanted? That was the racial utopia, in which only pure state he wanted of the Nordic German Aryans, the blonde, blue-eyed Nordic German Aryans. Only one race has a right to survive in Germany. And then he invaded Poland also, we have seen. And then the Polish people, they also have to leave their territories. They were sent into the part called journal government, which were also looking like the ghettos only. Ghettos were created, and the Jews, they will be living there in ghettos, and the territories, the homes of the Polish people will be given to the German Aryans. And now the Polish intelligentsia, the intelligent people who can raise their voice against Hitler, those were killed in large numbers so as to keep the population quiet. So this we have seen. And then the Polish people, Polish children who looked like German Aryans, so they were snatched from their parents, and they were, after the examining is being done by the racial experts, and then they were given to the German Aryan parents so that they can rear these children, and if they fail the test, then they were sent to the orphanages, and finally they used to kill them. So this was the treatment. We have seen this kind of racial utopia was there in the Germany.